Welcome everybody to a special episode. It's just Lando and I. This is session 29.5. We're doing Lando's story because we've been missing him for the past couple weeks. Lando, we just kind of had a conversation about what you were up to for the past couple weeks, and you are currently asleep at the swinging sword on your bed. And as you wake up, it is about 1 a.m.
Nice.
As you rouse from your drunken slumber. Your body feels very heavy. You feel like somebody somehow touched your abs. It's been a long time since someone's been able to do that to you.
They, they had to reach deep.
They did get real deep,
Yeah.
and you also
Yeah.
feel something slippery underneath your belly.
I don't
Um,
like that.
yeah. So, what would you like to do?
Well, honestly, I thought if it would be kind of funny if I just woke up and I was just totally fine.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
So
go and roll a Constitution check for me.
I'm just fucking right as rain.
Yeah. Go and roll a
See.
Constitution for me.
Let's see what I got.
Yeah, there's no
Oh,
hangover.
brother.
No hangover whatsoever.
Yes.
You wake up and it is a brand new day. The sun is not
Yeah.
shining because it is 1:30 in the
God, I don't
morning.
know if I've ever been so jolly.
You definitely not, yeah. But if
Yeah.
if you had woken up at like a regular time at like let's say like 7 or 8 o'clock, the sun would have been shining, the birds would have been tweeting, but instead you
Yeah. Yeah.
get darkness in your window and some owls hooting.
Cool. That's cool. 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 So I think the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go down to the bar and I'm gonna get another drink.
Are you sure you don't want to shower? Because that butter is still
Uh,
inside of you somewhere.
Actually, you're right. That's a good idea. I'll clean myself first.
Excellent. Yeah. So you head over to the bathhouse portion of the swinging sword, and
Nice.
you spend about 30 minutes to an hour, I would say, just
Mm,
cleaning yourself.
yeah.
There's a lot of
Let's just say like a tight, 68 minutes.
yeah. There's a lot of stuff to
Yeah.
get out from there. As
Yeah.
you're cleaning yourself, you
Yeah.
do find bits and pieces of the butter in your rolls,
Cool.
and you also notice a ring.
Oh.
It's a small ring, female sized, and you're not quite
That
sure.
one broad.
You're not quite sure
What's
how
her
it got
name?
there.
Nice. 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 Okay. Well, I'm gonna take the ring. Can I do an Arcana check on this ring?
Yes, you can.
See if I got the luck of the direction.
No, find out. Yeah.
No, I don't.
So this is a standard ring from all you can tell. It is just a
Cool.
regular like silver band. Nothing
Cool.
crazy special about it.
Nice. Okay. Well, is it gonna fit on my finger,
No.
like my pinky finger?
No.
Damn it. Is it
and,
worth anything?
no. From what you can tell, it's not worth much. I mean, it's worth its weight in silver, which is not much. Um,
Do I know that it was the one girl whose hand was inside of me?
you can make a history check to see if you remember.
Okay.
You can surmise that it was somebody's whose hand was inside of you, and based on the size of the ring, you can probably guess it's not Biggin or Elwarn.
Okay, so it was a woman. So okay, we'll go with that. Okay, so I'm gonna shower. I'm gonna keep the ring. I'm not gonna throw the ring away because that would
Okay.
be rude.
Okay.
Because if you find things inside of you, you've got to just keep those just as a memento, if anything.
Sure, or give them back to their
Uh,
owner. Entirely up to you, though.
well,
Yeah,
if
entirely
I
up to you.
can find the owner though, so that's the thing.
Yes.
Like I'm gonna have to sleuth that out. So I'll have to put on my little bonnet or whatever the fucking
Your
Sherlock
top hat.
Holmes wears.
Your top hat or
Nah.
whatever.
I don't know. Ooh, wolf underwear, a chain, and a top hat. Ooh, all I would need is like a monocle, and I'd be a badass.
You'd be something,
we're-
that's for sure. You definitely be something.
We're gonna work on that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you can
Sounds like
you can buy a top hat in the near future, and you'll have your ensemble already.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, no, the monocle I think would really top it up. And I'll just say that my dude has just a stick mustache or a handlebar mustache because that's really threatening.
I also gave you a beard. You can shave the
Oh.
beard, I guess, if you'd like, or you can say the beard doesn't exist. I was just saying on your last pleater, some of the beard was flowing into the beard a little bit.
Cool. Cool.
But you can
cool.
if you don't want to have the
I
beard,
can,
then that's fine.
I can work with it. We can fix it. I think
Yeah.
the dwarf beard makes more sense.
Yeah,
well, I'm
and
gonna go back-
we
I'm
can
gonna go-
shave it off once you get the rest of the ensemble to get the
Yeah,
full
yeah, yeah,
the full
for
handlebar
sure.
mustache. Yeah.
The full effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go down to the bar and I'm gonna have another beer.
Okay. Yeah. So as you get down to the bar, it's about 2:30 in the morning.
Oh wait.
Mhm.
The person whose hand was inside of me, she was the swinging sword lady, right? Or was she the other one?
She's the owner of the swinging sword, Kalisa.
Cool.
And you only remember her because you were so excited to have your own room in your drunken state that she brings
Nice.
fond memories of you, and it's for free for now. You had 3 days free. Why wouldn't you? You're excited for that.
Why did I get 3 days?
Because of
because I won?
the letter that they turned in.
Yeah,
You got 3 free days stay at the swinging sword, and today is the second night.
Wait, I turned in my letter.
No. The letter that the
My last for
Feathergale Spire Knights that gave you that letter
one.
to
Yeah.
Bingham.
Okay, cool.
So he showed that letter
the-
to Kalisa, and she's like, "Oh yes, yeah. Here you can have these 3 rooms for 3 nights for free." And it was the
Nice.
first time you've ever been able to stay in an inn for free without sneaking in.
That's something. Okay, cool. So I know the lady. I
Mhm.
think it might be her ring, but I don't actually think it might be her ring because I didn't know she was there. So
Yeah. So as you get down there, you don't see Kalisa at all. She's not down there at all. But Iran and the other bartender are down there.
cool. Okay, well, who's Iran?
Iran is the stable master and like kind of guardian dude. He
it.
he gave you guys directions last time you asked him how to get to places from the swinging sword.
Nice. Okay, well, I'm gonna go up to that guy and ask if he knows whose ring it might be.
Sure. So yes, you approach Iran. He's like, "Oh yeah, hello. How's it going?"
Do you remember me?
Yep, yeah, 16 pints. Yep, I see it right there.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm just taking all the records.
That's a good picture of you, my good sir. What can I help you with? You look here to get your cart and your horse and cart.
Not. They still have it here. They didn't take it.
No, no one has come to take the horse and carts. The carts and there are multiple horses and a cart. Sorry, it's been a long night, and you see, kind of around him, 3 or 4 different beer pints.
You've been drinking. Me too.
It's been one. I heard. Yeah, I heard about that. What you did over at that helm at the high sun. It was impressive.
Just a side note: this dude doesn't really seem like he can handle his alcohol.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, you see a few different pint things around, but you're not. You can make an assumption based off that, I guess.
He's pretty squashed. Okay, well, I'm just gonna ask him if he knows who owns this ring.
He's like, oh, and as you like kind of like bring it up to him, he like kind of grasps your hand and kind of brings it closer to his eye. And he's like, oh, yes, this would be Kalisa's pinky ring.
Oh,
How'd you? She never. Did she
I'm gonna
pay
show-
you a visit in the night?
she might have, but I found it inside of me. So,
That's concerned. Did you eat her?
uh,
Did your belly digest her? Is she one with you now in your stomach?
I don't think so. Do you know where I can find her?
She has gone off to bed.
Okay, I'm gonna wake her ass up.
You could. I guess that is
Yeah.
possible.
100% gonna go do that.
Okay. And then he just kind of leads you over to her room.
Love it. I'm gonna bang on the door, and I want to do a strength check because if I bang,
So if you bang hard enough, what were you trying to say?
I want the door to like break open.
Okay, so it's just strength check. That's a strength saving throw. So just do regular strength.
I thought that's what I did.
You did the strength
No,
saving throw, yeah.
Might be.
It's good. Okay.
Fuck.
What I will do is I will
No, it's all right.
I will
No,
take
give
the
me the four.
average.
I want the 4.
Okay, all right. So as you go to knock on the door, you feel like some of the wood kind of getting into your knuckle as you rap on it, and it kind of hurts. It kind of hurts, and you're like, oh, and your Ron's like, oh yes, the carpenter has supposed to fix that. I apologize.
Damn.
And he's like, Kalisa, Lando has your pinky ring. And he starts helping you knock on the door. And then after about 30 seconds, you hear, oh, who's there? Who's knocking?
No, am I supposed to answer who's knocking?
If you would like to, I'm not going to tell you how to play your character.
Lando.
Oh, Lando, I don't know if I can see you right now. My arms will never be the same after what happened.
Hell yeah.
That's not a good thing. I haven't gotten the smell out yet. Did you get the butter back?
I think it melted.
Oh no. Did you need something, Lando?
I think I have your ring.
You
Found
hear
it.
you hear
Found it inside of me.
yeah, you hear like a rustling, and she's like looking over her room, and she's like, "Oh!" And you see her open the door. Her hair she has really bad bedhead right now. She's wearing just a like nightgown, and she has a torch that's like hanging on the wall. It's like one of those like ones that are kind of like lamps, like a lamp post, but it's just hanging on the wall. That one's lit, and you can see her face, and she looks like she's barely awake. And she's like, "Oh, why, thank you, Lando. This means a lot to me. I appreciate that."
Nice.
And she puts the ring on, and it fits perfectly, as you can see on her pinky finger on her right hand.
Ah, that's adorable. Do I get any reward for this? I'm at specifically.
I think your reward is that you're no longer attached to the biggin.
Ah, fair enough. You know, I actually felt pretty right as rain, so I gotta. Is there any other bars around here? I gotta go.
No, just the two, Helmet the High Sun and us. I mean, you could try to break another record, but
I'm the king of Red Larch. That's what it is.
Yeah, you are the drinking master of Red Larch.
No, king.
Yeah, and then you just see her start to yawn. She's like, "Is that all? I really need to sleep some more. My arms, it took me 3 hours to get them to smell like somewhat okay."
Okay, that's good. I did just clean myself, so
Hey,
you don't have to be so rude about
she
it.
gives you a high five. She's like, "Oh no, like, you don't understand. I accidentally smelled them and I passed out upon smelling it."
Nice.
Uh,
That makes me feel really great.
I think they would be really good as like smelling salts. If someone was passed out, you could, they'd smell that and then, ooh, they're right back up. You know what I mean? It's useful. It's guys useful. I mean, like, the odor could be a potent surprise for enemies. You like snuggle them up in your belly rolls and they just pass out. Could be good. Good combat effectiveness, perhaps. As you see her start to wake up a little bit, as she's like getting a little bit more animated with the thought of like all the things you could do with the smell. She's like, "Oh, but you've taken a bath." I'm sure it'll accrue again eventually.
Definitely.
Well, if that's all, I'm going to sleep now.
Yeah. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do.
It's quite an exciting night. And
it was exciting for me too.
Farewell. And she closes the door. So, last information you had from the group was they were going to go talk to the magic dude in the town.
Right.
And then they were going to figure out what they were going to do after talking to the magic dude. So maybe you go talk to the magic dude to find out where the group went.
Yeah, do I have to kill this guy? I fucking will.
Hey, I guess you can find out when you get there.
What happens when I get to level 6 though? Because something else happens at the Berserker 6.
Here, I guess I can look it up while we do this.
Where is this town crier dude?
So you'd probably have to ask someone, or you can just wander around town. It's up to you.
I'm gonna go ask again if he's still either with me or
okay.
Actually, I'll go ask the bartender.
Cool. So at 6th level, you get the Storm Soul, which gives you a variety of different things. If you take the Desert one, you gain resistance to fire damage, and you don't suffer the effects of extreme heat. And as an action, you can touch a flammable object that isn't being worn or carried by anybody else and set it on fire. With the C1, you gain resistance to lightning damage. You can breathe underwater. You also gain a swimming speed of 30 feet. The Tundra Storm Soul, you gain resistance to cold damage. You don't suffer the effects of extreme cold. And as an action, you can touch water and turn a 5-foot cube of it into ice, which melts after 1 minute. And you can't do it if there's a creature in the cube. That's how you get level 6 with the Path of the Storm Herald.
I feel like out of all those, the ability to fucking light
You-
shit on fire
you-
on command.
You choose one per level, right? So you can be desert, or you can be sea, or you can be tundra. And then when you get to the next level, you can switch them.
And like pick both.
No, you can only have one active at a time.
Uh,
That is the drawback. But you'd be so OP if you could have all three going, though.
yeah.
But yeah,
It's just a fucking fire breathing underwater ice monster.
yeah, pretty much would
In
be
the fucking
crazy.
body of fat.
Yeah, it would be crazy. But cool, yeah. So you ask the bartender, he's like, "Oh yeah, so do you have a map out by chance? Do you have a map?" Actually, I have one behind the bar, and he kind of pulls out.
I don't think I do have.
Yeah, he pulls out a map, and he's like, "Yeah, they're the guys, or girls that are doing it. They're typically in one of these 4 houses around here.
Okay.
They kind of pick and choose which house they'd like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, you can. They should be there right now. I don't know if they're awake, but I mean, do you
I'm
need
gonna
something
go wake
urgent?
their asses up.
Okay. Well,
Seems like the move.
well,
I'm
Lando.
gonna go to the big one first.
Yeah. Oh, and so the reason why the swinging sword, all your drinks are free when you're doing that competition is because they've given you 3 days worth of food and drink also included in your fare. They didn't expect you to go for the 16 pint thing though, so they may be lost out of money by a little bit.
Room I paid for.
No, you paid for the ones at the Helm with the High Sun, not the swinging sword.
No, I know, but I paid for those too because I remember paying 3 gold to do that.
Maybe it was
Wait,
like a
okay.
competition fee then. I can't remember.
At least I think I did.
Yeah, maybe not. Can't remember.
Could be wrong.
Might have been a competition fee. I can't remember. There's no competition fee at the Helm with the High Sun. It's just like you do it or you don't do it. Cool. Yeah. So as you kind of make your way down the road, you pass this first house, and as you walk by it, you see that the door is off its hinges, like it was broken, and someone just like put it back in its place. But it's still very much so broken. The left side of the door and the wall is like fully cracked open, and yeah, it's broken. The door is broken.
Did
It's just sitting
they
there.
break open the door when they fucking got?
You can ask them when you see them.
They totally did, didn't they? Fucking assholes. What a
And-
dick thing to do,
Yeah.
even though I just tried to do that. It's all right. But yeah, okay, well, I'll go up to the big house. And just knock.
Cool. Yeah.
What's up?
As you walk up to the bigger house, and you knock, you don't hear anything. So go ahead and would you like to make any additional noise aside from just the regular knock?
No.
Did you say no?
No,
Okay.
there's no noise.
I mean,
He doesn't answer their door.
it's a pretty big house, and it's like 2 in the morning.
Yeah, I'll
2:30 in the
throw. I want to throw my weighted ball at the door.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll for me. Yeah. So you throw the ball, it hits the door, and
Nice.
you just hear a like wood hitting metal is what it sounds like,
Yeah, makes sense.
and it drops to the ground, and then you hear a thud, like really, really heavy footsteps.
Cool.
Can you make a perception check for me? Or you can just
I'll
give me
make
your
sure.
passive perception. 15, perfect. The sounding of the footsteps sounds like a creature of size you're not sure of. Like it is maybe the largest creature you've ever heard.
Love that. That's exactly what I want to encounter right now in the middle of the dark.
Yeah, and the door is opened, and you see a short man of about 5'2" height. He says, "Ah, yes, hello, Lando. My name is Garfield. What can I help you with this early in this morning, right?"
Looking for my homies. You know, we got some.
So you cut out for like most of that, but
Okay,
I
well-
think I got the gist of what you were saying.
Yeah, I just wanted to find out if he knew people.
Oh, okay. He's like, "Oh yes, come in. Yeah, take a seat." And as you walk in, he snaps his fingers, and you see 4 different lamps turn on.
Nice.
And so it's a well illuminated room. As you kind of walk in, he closes the door behind you.
Can I roll a Arcana check on this homeboy?
Oh yes, you can. He's very
Very
magical.
good. Cool.
Maybe the most magical boy you've ever met.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Um,
Cool.
and as you look around, you see mirrors all over the walls, and
It's
you
a little
see,
creepy.
huh?
That's creepy.
Perhaps. And then you see a table, kind of like what you remember seeing at the bar right in the militia person, ladies, how her desk was set up. It's a similar setup. It's just a like kind of large desk with two chairs on each side, and then just
Yeah.
mirrors all around the room. And as you're facing the back, quote unquote, back of this house, you see two doors, one to the left, one to the right. And Garfield motions for you to take a seat facing those two doors as he takes a
Cool.
seat opposite to you.
Okay. That's a little weird. It's getting a little psyche.
He's like, ah, yes. Ah, those gentlemen were supposed to be bringing you and Ulrich and Cromwell with them. I saw. I saw Biggin and El Warren. They paid me a fee to get some things done, and well, they were supposed to bring you all back, but they guess they have other things better to do. But you're looking for them, am I right? Do you have any idea what they would be doing tonight?
Seeing as I spent my evening yesterday and probably most of the day in a very drunken stupor, not a clue.
I see.
I was hoping you'd be able to tell me.
Well, what I can do for you is I can cast a spell, and perhaps we can find them. So you cut out for all of that. Did you say that sounds good?
Said I don't know if I like the sound of that.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it. Sure. Do I have to pay you?
We'll say this one is on the house, but if there's another thing you would like to look for, let's say a
Mr.
missing
Leader.
person. Yes, a Mr. Leader. Perhaps that will be a charge and a fee, if that makes sense.
How much are we talking here?
Well, I gave your friends the 50 gold coin friends and family discount, and for you, I think I can extend the same, assuming you and your friends come visit me after you're done with whatever shenanigans they're up to right now.
They're being friends or they're being somebody else?
Them being Ulrich, Cromwell, Biggin, and Elwarren.
Cool. So,
Your adventuring group, your party of sorts.
yeah, what do I have to do to get this guy to drop that?
Drop the what?
The price.
You can try to negotiate with them.
Okay. But I only can negotiate by intimidation, which I don't think is going to work on this guy.
So what they did previously, and you can always watch these videos on YouTube. A little plug for myself as always. They negotiated with him on something that he wanted that they could help him with.
Okay.
So what's something that you could possibly do for this dude? Perhaps, right? Like what's maybe like who do you know? Like what are different things that you could kind of do for him that might make him be interested?
I could fix the door.
It's not his house's door. It's the
Damn it.
house next door. So think about people that you know, right?
I mean, I know the snail, but the last time we were like, hey, yo, this homie knows the snail, you said that we shouldn't be doing that. So then, I don't know if that's the right move.
So I'm just telling you, right? It's like who do you know that would be useful here? This guy doesn't live in this town too frequently. Last time with Big and
I can introduce him to the swinging sword lady. Maybe that would help. The lady who owns the thing. He can, help her out.
Maybe
She can help him, I guess.
maybe.
Yeah.
Also think like so what happened last time was Big and Warren got a favor from a very high-ranking elf in the Emerald Enclave and like High Forest area to help this dude out. Like that was what he wanted to get spell scrolls from Waterdeep for free, and this dude seemed to be able to have that pull. So something of similar value would probably be useful for him. And you would know that spell scrolls are very expensive.
Well, how the fuck do I know how to get spell scrolls? I'm just a lowly criminal with a drinking problem and a penchant for taking my clothes off
You
or
do know the
not
snail,
wearing them.
and you
Ah,
know.
well,
So I was saying, like, so you can choose to phrase this however you would like. I'm not saying you need to. But I'm just telling you how they drop the price from 100 gold pieces to 50.
I'm saying how can I drop it from 50 to, like 2?
So, like I said, so you've got a few different things, right?
Mm,
So, like I said,
okay.
you could try the Khaleesi angle first. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't.
Nah.
Yeah,
You know what? I'll just tell this dude that I know a guy in high places in the Zentarum, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not even gonna mention like
okay,
the fact that he's the snail, but
cool,
it's
yeah,
just gonna be it's got to be how I'm gonna describe it, or I'll say it in a way that he knows who I'm talking about, because
cool,
this dude's probably gonna be clued in, and if he doesn't know, then he's not worth my squad to
sure,
begin with.
yeah. Go ahead and give me that persuasion. Give me how you say it, and then make the roll.
Um. Okay, well, I could just tell this dude, like I know a guy who actually owes me a favor right now, who would actually be very interested to know where Mr. Leader is. Uh, so, he's a pretty high up dude in Zentarum who is out in, what's the town?
Daggerford.
Daggerford, who lives there right now. I'm sure he'd be able to help you out, and so I could extend, your name to him and tell him that he can use my favor to kind of help you out with whatever you need.
Cool.
If you help me find my guy, I'll help you find yours. If you know what I'm saying.
Sweet. Go ahead and make that persuasion roll for me, good sir.
Nailed it.
Yeah. So he's like, "Ooh, you are acquaintances with the snail. How lovely. Ah, but Lando, you must know I already knew this about you. Hmm? And I
That's
knew you
weird.
were here looking for Mr. Leader. Let's just say, I have connections in high places, but I will never refuse getting a favor from the snail. Hmm. So yes, let's negotiate this price down to, let's say, 10 gold each time. So 10
He,
gold to find your friends and 10 gold to find Mr. Leader. Hmm? Does that
he said
seem
10 gold. The first one to find my friends was on a house.
okay?
You did. You,
Then just
you
10
did.
gold for Mr. Leader. That is fine with me.
We got a done deal, baby.
All right, let's go ahead and fork over the 10 gold.
188. I'm spending this thing like.
Don't worry, you have more gold than Biggin still. Um, so he
Did he spend all of his money?
not all of it. He doesn't have a lot though right now.
Yeah.
So he asked you to hold his hand,
It's weird.
and so he just has both of his palms outstretched for you to like hold on to.
Cool. Cool.
Do you hold on to them?
Sure.
He starts chanting in a language you do not recognize, and you see the mirrors on the walls all start to swirl in like kind of like a circular motion around you.
Hmm.
And then slowly the mirrors kind of form together to form one kind of big like plain mirror, and it comes to the left side of you. And as you kind of get a look around this house, you notice that the house is roughly 50 feet high. It is the biggest, like just it's 50 feet tall. It's not super wide, but it's just a very high building. High. Whoever built this built it for a large creature of some sort. Um,
Nice.
and this the mirror kind of stacks up, and then as this is occurring, you feel the hands of the person that you're holding grow larger, and you see him go from this 5'2" ish stature to be about 10 feet tall. He's much bigger now. He has a thicker presence, and as you're kind of like watching kind of all the magic swirl, you see blue and purples and reds kind of all turning together and swirling in this circle, and it's going, you see, from his chest down his arm through your arms to your chest, and kind of it's going in a circular motion like that all the way through
Okay.
both of your bodies. And each time it comes through, you feel like a warmth,
Mm.
and as the kind of glass starts to, the glass slowly starts to show a picture, and it is all four of them at the quarry. You see Ulrich putting the earth cultist symbol onto a rock, and the mirage of the broken kind of cave and cavern that the lady of the mine who owns the quarry was complaining about, saying that there's like a cave in, disappears, and it's just a regular cave looking thing now. And you see them walk in, and after a couple minutes you see the mirage kind of go back over, and you can no longer see them anymore. And you hear him say, there's some strong illusion magic that this spell is not able to pierce at this time. They seem to be traveling. Oh no, Lando. And his eyes open up, and his eyes are a violet color. He says, Lando, and his voice has now changed to be this deeper sounding voice. Lando, they are headed to the cultists of the Black Earth. There's still a festival occurring. How will they survive, Lando, without you?
Because I'm gonna fucking rush in there and save their asses. Okay, cool. Now I know where they are. Fuck. They're probably all gonna die. Did they get the same information?
Do they get what?
Did they get like the similar information?
No. This is something that's happening to them as you're watching on the screen. They have passed through at this point. So you don't see them anymore. He's like, okay, and you see some sweat kind of rolling down his face. He's like, okay. And now you wanted to find Mr. Leader.
So even this dude shook about these fuckers.
It's more like the spell itself took a toll on him more so than like them going to these like cultist people.
Yeah.
And I guess, do you have any questions on how he knows about these cultists, or anything of the matter, or anything of the sort?
Sure. I'll say I can just ask him, like what he knows about the homies.
Yes. So you had the Biggin and Lauren come in here earlier asking me to contact the Emerald Enclave as their home was under attack. You remember this? Did they tell you?
Yes.
So while this was occurring, Biggin thought I didn't understand Draconic and tried to relay a secret to the Emerald Enclave contact. However, I understand Draconic, so he pretty much told me that there's cults. And after they left, I told him in Draconic to bring you boys over to me so I could help you on your endeavors, as there's someone of interest in your party for me.
Nice. Who's the one who's of interest?
Let's say he doesn't show his emotions too well.
Got it.
And
wait. Fucking Cromwell?
We'll find out.
It's probably Ulrich.
We'll find out. And he's like, however, after they left, I did some digging of my own, used some of my contacts, and let's just say that they're walking into a death trap. So I have two options for you. Would you like to hear them before we contact or look for this Mr.
Sure.
Leader?
Yes.
1, I can teleport you over to them once they become clear for me to see where they are, and I can leave you there. Right, it's just a one-way trip.
Okay.
And that will be for free, because I would like to see you guys in my presence again. Second one, you pay me 50 gold pieces, I send you there with a orb, and upon meeting with your group, you smash the orb on the ground, and it will teleport you guys from that location back to my house, here, in the Red Larch. I don't have many of these orbs anymore. Otherwise, I could give it for free, but business is business. Am I right?
I'm assuming my favor to the snail for him is not going to extend any further.
You can try. You can roll persuasion. You can do your best. And just so you know, like having 200 gold pieces is a good amount of money. Like you're not poor by any means.
Well, I know, but then now I'm going to have like 140. That's not a lot.
I mean, it's you can live with a swinging sword for like.
I'm going to persuade this
a while.
guy.
Yeah, he's like, and so how are you persuading him? Like, what are you telling him about the snail and like the favor he could ask?
Okay, well, can I change the way that I was going to persuade this guy because I rolled in that 20?
Yeah.
Okay, literally, all I want to do is I'll be like, hey, like you should drop that price down, and then I'm just going to fucking wink at this guy. That's it, nothing else. I'm just going to ask politely, and then I'm going to wink.
He's gonna look at you. He's gonna say, "I don't." Are you saying 2 favors from the snail?
How about I will give you my best to try to get you 2 favors, but you know how the snail works, so I will do my best, and I can just give you my word that I will try to get you the best deal too, because you're gonna rake me over the fucking coals clearly.
How about this? All right. Hear me out. So currently, I will keep the 1 favor.
Cool.
However, when you find Mr. Leader, you will have him give me a favor.
Done.
Excellent. So it will be 10 gold pieces for the orb and 10 gold pieces to call Mr. Leader. Does that seem fair? I have to. Come on, I'm selling this orb to you at cost at this point.
Yeah. Cool. I love it.
Cool. So you fork over another 10 gold pieces.
Yeah, 178 gold, baby.
Nice.
So this is how we negotiate.
That's fucking great. So he hands you this orb. It's a blue orb, but there is a violet swirl kind of coming in the center, and it's kind of moving around a little bit. And he hands it to you.
Oh, so just realized I never said this dude's name.
You asked it. His name is Garfield.
Oh wait, yeah.
He told you his name was Garfield when he let you in.
Yeah, cool.
But that was when he had a different voice, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Now he's got this like deeper, like interesting sounding voice.
Cool.
So he hands you this orb. He says, "Remember, Lando, only break it when everyone is around you. If you break it and not everyone is around you, the orb will fail.
What?
You must have them be surrounding you. You must be the center.
Okay.
Just have them circle around you, and then break the sphere, and you will be teleported back to me."
Love it. Can do.
Excellent.
I wrote that down so I remember.
Cool. So he's like, "So, Mr. Leader or teleportation? What would you like to do first?"
Let's find out where Mr. Leader is.
Could you describe Mr. Leader to me? And then you can roll a. Let me look at your character real quick. I want to give you something that you're actually good at, because Mr. Leader is like such a strong impact in your life. Like you would know.
Intimidation.
you roll me a perception check, and we'll say that's how well you were able to describe Mr. Leader. Oh fuck yeah, dude. So you just describe Mr. Leader to like the utmost detail that you can remember from him.
Big dude likes to sleep with tall wolf people.
No, Fearbold.
Aren't they like wolf dudes?
No, they're like half giants, sort of.
Well, what's his face all hairy?
Biggin is just. He's manly. I don't know. They're not wolf people. Wolf people are like an entirely separate thing.
I always thought he was like a tall wolf dude.
No. He's a tall Fearbold. He's like a
He's human?
He's like a 7'6". He's a 7'6" tall. He looks more humanoid than like wolf, but he's got like his features. He's just like a massive dude, is what he looks like. Just a massive dude, and like fairly well proportioned. So think wolf. Yeah, so think like he looks like LeBron James but taller and not as muscular.
Okay.
That's what Biggin looks like, and then he's got grayish skin instead of black skin, but that's a different thing.
Got it. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's what, and you don't know what Mr. Leader, or you don't know what Big N Sister looks like, but
Okay.
yeah. So you describe Mr. Leader really well, and he's like, "Ooh, this is a great description." As you were kind of explaining, you saw him writing it down, and then after he's done, he starts to draw a picture of what Mr. Leader looks like,
Okay.
and then he turns it over to you. It's a spitting image from how you remember him,
That's whack.
based off your like excellent description of him.
This dude is an artist.
I mean, he's like, "This is just based off your description. I am just a humble magic man." But it looks really good. Like, you looking at this picture makes you think that this is what Mr. Leader looks like. So Garfield kind of stretches his arm again. He's like, we must prep the spell again." And he puts his arms outstretched. Do you grab his hands?
Sure.
Cool. He starts chanting again in this language you don't understand. And he grows a little bit bigger this time again. Now he's sitting at around 15 feet tall. His hands and his arms getting bigger with this. And the mirrors from all around the room kind of form up again, kind of do the same thing, that blue, red, purple kind of light kind of going between you two. And as the mirrors kind of form up, you hear a pop up, and it sounds like the spell failed. And he looks down at you, looks down at the paper, and he says, are you sure this is what he looks like?"
I mean, yeah.
Because currently there is no one on this plane of existence that looks like that.
So I just paid 10 gold for this guy to tell me he doesn't fucking exist.
He's
so
like,
he's dead.
He's like, "No, if he was dead, I could find his body. What I'm explaining to you is he is no longer this description. There's something else I can try.
But it's gonna cost more money.
No. However, it will require some of your magic to help supplement mine."
I don't have any.
Yes, you do.
Do it.
It is
Let's
part
do
of
it.
It's the lightning in your stomach.
Wait. Does it mean I don't have lightning anymore?
No, he's not going to take the lightning away.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then let's do it.
Jesus, that would be a gnarly way to lose your lightning powers, man.
It's like homeboy just steals my
Yeah,
powers.
that
I'm
would
like, well, what the fuck?
that'd be absolute garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen. So he's like, "No, I will need you to concentrate on your stomach, as that is where your source of lightning power is, and I will need you to let's just say let loose, and I will control the power from there." So yeah, so he starts this chant again. Now it sounds like a different language than what you were hearing before. You still don't understand what language this is, but it sounds different from what you were hearing before. This is more like guttural, and it sounds like a darker magic for some reason to you. It just sounds more ominous than before. It felt like he was a little bit more upbeat. This one feels a little bit darker that he's tapping into. And he says, "Lando, prepare your belly for the lightning."
Okay.
And so just go ahead and roll the lightning. Just roll the damage for the lightning. Okay. So the lightning kind of comes out, and it's a smaller little lightning bolt that kind of comes out.
Little trickle.
Yeah, a little trickle comes out, and you just see his magical aura kind of coming out of his body, and it's starting to wrap this lightning ball, and he says, "More, Lando, more." So you roll again. And this even smaller trickle of lightning comes out of your belly, and as that comes out, you feel your stomach start to rumble a little bit as this is occurring.
I'm gonna keep going.
Sure. And you send the third one out, and you see, as you kind of looking in, because you're concentrating on the spot that you're aiming your belly to, you just see this lightning magic kind of swirling super hard. Your stomach is starting to really hurt as you're doing this. Like, you feel a little bit of pain coming out on these last two that are coming out. And he's like, "I just need some more." And then on this final spurt of lightning, so you can stop. This final spurt of lightning that comes out, your your belly button starts to bleed.
Love it. Worth it.
And that 4 that you rolled at the end is what was like the last one that came out. And it's this bigger lightning bolt. He's like, yes! And it comes into this. At this point, it looks like a lightning ball. That's what it looks like to you. And you just see this this conglomeration of like magical energy slowly absorb the lightning. And then you feel a thunderclap happen in the room. Like you hear and then all this magic energy kind of like explodes out from the space. It kind of is shaking the walls a little bit. It feels like an earthquake. You kind of just caused an earthquake with your lightning magic and this dude's magic.
Nice.
But just in this house, it's just shaking. And the one giant mirror starts to vibrate, and you see it start to like ripple, like if you like dropped like a pebble in a pond, kind of like those kind of ripples coming out of it, and it's coming out all over the place. And you see this magic kind of swirling and swirling and swirling, and it finally goes into the mirror, and you see a dark cave appear on the screen. You see a creature that resembles some kind of humanoid, but there's something wilder about it. You see kind of hair all over its body, a wolf snout, and you see a howl come out and pierce the night.
That's not good.
And that's where the magic fades.
Mr. Leader is fucked. Do I know where he is?
All you saw was a cave, and on
Like
the
same cave?
No, roll a perception check for me. Okay, so as you saw the cave, the entrance kind of starts to black out. You see a bunch of trees kind of surrounding this cave, and out of the corner of your eye, you see a wolf walk in, and it's a massive wolf.
These are the wolf people.
Roll a history check for me.
History,
Yeah.
and I have a great roll.
So the wolf reminds you of those wolves from Welton.
From Welton?
Yep. So remember back a long time ago. Oh no, this is before you joined.
Yeah, I don't think I was there.
Yeah. So you would have just heard stories of this from Biggin and the rest of the group. They helped a group of wolves that had been, their 2 leaders had been enchanted with magic due to a wild magic surge occurring in the forest by this like crazy magic man. And so you just see the big and the wolves all got bigger from this. Whether they got the magic powers or not, they were all just bigger and could talk. And yeah, and so these wolves look bigger than like a regular wolf you would see in the forest. So you you connect the dots that these are the same wolves that the group had helped prior to you joining.
That are now watching Mr. Leader?
Yes, they are.
Or guarding him? Or like he is their prisoner?
He's with them, is all you could tell. And you're not even sure if it is Mr. Leader, but you feel confident with the magic prowess of this Garfield that he wouldn't have failed twice in a row, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. The creature you saw was not fully human, but not fully beast at the same time. But it definitely had like a wolfish snout.
Wolf.
Kind of, perhaps. You would interpret this as he has been turned into a werewolf. He's been bitten. He has lycanthropy in him now.
Ah, dude, can I turn into a fucking werewolf?
Yeah, you could if you get hit by lycanthropy, you could.
Well, unless I'm like fucking crazy and another that.
You would know that's not typically something that you want in your system, even if it does give you like buffs. When the moon gets the strongest is you start to lose control of yourself.
I'll just drink.
Perhaps. But yeah, and Garfield being his 15-foot self, you see him start to slowly shrink into being back to 10 feet, and he is sweating profusely from this magic.
Cool.
And he's like, okay.
I'll take that teleport now.
Yeah, I guess you will.
Yeah.
And he starts to chant, and he asks you not to hold his hand this time.
Cool. I don't want to touch him anyways.
Yeah,
Freaking me out.
Yeah, he's sweating real hard right now, and he starts to chant, and you start to see his nose bleed as he's chanting.
Nice.
And you see blood start to come from his mouth a little bit too, as he's doing this.
Okay.
And
So he's struggling.
he's used a lot of big magic recently, and it's
So I finessed this guy, and he's like, having a rough time.
yeah, because he's doing some stuff, and you see the mirror start to ripple again, but this time you see kind of like a bluish hue to it, similar to the same bluish hue you saw from the teleportation circle at the Barge Right In.
Okay.
The one that you got some of your belly almost sucked into.
Yeah.
And he's like, go now, and I can drop the spell, and you can come back.
Cool. I'm gonna go. Wait, do I have to walk through it or some shit?
Yep, you just walk through it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Cool. And that will be how we end the session today.